You know, amidst all the excitement of Obi-Wan coming out tomorrow, game day for Obi-Wan. So I'm very excited for Obi-Wan coming out tomorrow. And in the midst of all the excitement for that, and of course, Thor is coming out and whatever. By the way, Ms. Marvel's coming out soon, which that first trailer dropped, and I thought it was, I said the D word many times, delightful. Not dick. I know, Chris, as soon as I said the D word, Aaron suddenly looked at me like, what are you about to say?
There's only one D word that I'm aware of.
So it was delightful. I love the trailer for it. Anyway, that's coming out in just a couple of weeks. And the first reactions are now coming out because the first 2 episodes of Ms. Marvel were shown to a bunch of online outlets and to get their reactions for it. And the reactions are coming out, and the reactions are pretty much exactly what I was hoping to hear. A lot of them using my favorite D word, delightful, in this thing too. But here's some of the things that people are saying. Laughing Place is describing as perfect. Ms. Marvel is charming, hilarious, and just a ton of fun. Iman Vellani, good Canadian kid, by the way, is perfect as Kamala Khan, and the rest of the cast delivers on every level. This show is Marvel meets Mean Girls. Charles Murphy of Murphy's Multiverse writes, the Ms. Marvel pilot episode caught me by surprise in all the best ways. Yes. It's as close as we've come in the MCU to comic book pages coming to life. Listen to that again. It's as close as we've come to in an MCU movie to comic book pages coming to life. It's inventive, bright, and a lot of fun. My strong feeling is that teens are going to fall in love with this show. I know my kids will. Sin Express writes, Iman Vellani, a good Canadian kid, is marvelous as young Kamala Khan, aka Ms. Marvel. The first 2 episodes are a fun, witty, and colorful introduction to her imaginative teenage coming-of-age story. Style and tone reminded me of Mitchell's versus the Machines. That's a good comparison. So far, so good. Looking forward to the rest of it. Marty Mees writes, I got to see the first 2 full episodes of Ms. Marvel. Had meh expectations, but so far it is wonderful. It's the first thing to actually get me excited about the Marvels. Iman Vellani is perfect as Kamala Khan, and I'm feeling optimistic about the changes to her origins and powers. Maggie Lovett writes, I've seen the first 2 episodes of Ms. Marvel. The series feels like a lighthearted departure from previous series, filled with clever editing, smart dialogue, and teenage woes. It doesn't quite know what it is yet, but hopefully it'll get there soon. Iman Vellani is fantastic. And guys, it goes on and on and on and on. And even there were a couple that were minorly negative. They're like some people pointing out, there's not a lot of action in the first couple of episodes, which is something we've come to expect in a Marvel series, but they're saying not a lot of action. But even the ones that are saying I don't know yet, even they are saying that Iman is fantastic in this and everybody's falling in love with her. And I know at first a lot of people are like, who's playing Ms. Marvel? Like even me, even though she's Canadian, I'm like, who's this? And
you don't know every person from Canada?
I know just about everybody in Canada. Like, dead serious. It's a joke to a lot of people, but I have had many Americans in my life when they find out I'm Canadian say, do you know George? Yes, I know George.
People do that about Texans, and I'm like, I don't know any of those people. I don't know who that is.
So anyway,
we didn't know we lived in Texas at the same time.
Literally 45 minutes away from each other. We went to rival high schools and we didn't even know it until we went to Vegas. Yeah.
All secrets come out in Vegas.
True.
So listen, this is as good as I was hoping to hear coming out of Ms. Marvel. Like, you know me, I was looking at this. It felt like a John Hughes kind of charm, even more than Spider-Man No Way Home had that feel. I thought it looked like it could be really, I'll use my favorite word again, delightful. And it sounds right now like it is. Now, remember, this is all being predicated on the first 2 episodes. We may watch it and not like it. And even everybody else who did like it, maybe they'll hate the following episodes that come. But hey, so far, so good. This is what you like to hear coming out of this. Anyway, Aaron, you hear about this. What have your expectations been like for the show before now? And what do these reactions do to that?
Well, I love the fact that it's saying that it's the closest that we've come to an actual comic book jumping off of the pages, because it's going to satisfy the hardcore fans. But then also, the one word that I saw in reactions that I think gives me a lot of hope is the word relatable. Charming, playful, and relatable. Because specifically for teens, which the young woman playing Kamala Khan is a teenager herself, the fact that this is something that a young audience is going to watch, maybe a young audience that hasn't yet gotten involved in comic books and hasn't found that interest, that might knowing that these are really close to the comic books might have an interest in learning more about comic books. That's exciting. And also, if you haven't had a chance to watch her reaction video to the trailer,
I have not seen it.
It's really adorable, and it's because she's just young and fresh, and just seems very, everything on her surface. She's not guarded and bitter and hardened like everybody else in the industry past the age of 20, and so it's just very refreshing. And I think that's one of the things that I see in the trailer itself, and what I'm getting from these reactions is. I will use the R word, which is, to me, refreshing. I don't know if there's a bad word that starts with R. Chat, don't tell me. But there probably is. Yeah. So, but I look at this as refreshing, and that is one of the things that I'm looking forward to in the show. And I don't mind there not being a lot of action in the first episode, because that's when we're doing character development and we're setting up the story.
And this is a brand new character that nobody's met yet.
Exactly. So I'm excited that the reactions are so positive. And yeah, go check out her own reaction. It's pretty sweet.
You brought up the relatable part. It reminds me a lot of, I remember Stan Lee once talked, when he was talking about Spider-Man and having a young teenager, he said, what people really are attracted to in comics is when they realize that these comic book characters, particularly the younger ones, right? They have the same problems that you and I do.
Yeah.
They just manifest differently. But at the core, their problems are the same problems we have. And I remember Stan Lee talking about the importance of making sure those daily troubles and problems as being relatable is so key. Chris, you're hearing these reactions. Where has your expectation level been, and what do you think about the reactions we're getting?
I've been very, very excited about this series. I think this is going to be delightful, like you guys. I was concerned about the power shift, right? Because I don't need everything to be comic perfect, right? I don't need her to go through Terrigen Mist, and I don't need all of this stuff to happen. But I was kind of confused at the time of, why aren't we doing all the polymorph stuff?
Right.
But it sounds like we're having the Fantastic Four make their way into things pretty soon.
Right.
So having two elongated folks maybe was too much for the MCU to deal with.
And by the way, there's a glimpse in the trailer. There's a little bit of that in there.
We're mostly focusing on that kind of light power. But this looks lovely. Like you all said, the John Hughes vibes are so strong here. I love, love, love that we have another version of great power and responsibility here, of just, you aren't just good, it's your actions, right? We have that in the trailer with her talking to that priest. I think this just really bodes well that everyone is on board. And I love that people are being honest of I didn't have strong expectations for this, or I was kind of mad at it, and this show delivers and is refreshing and wonderful and great. And Amon's casting video, too, if you guys haven't seen that, where she's on Zoom with Kevin Feige, is so pure. If you want to have a better day, right? And I think we all do. Always go find those joyful nuggets on the internet. And Amon getting on that Zoom call and having people decide who gets to tell her she is Ms. Marvel. It's going to warm your heart.
That kind of stuff gets me choked up. So I'm just going to avoid it.
I cried.
I think I'm going to avoid that. Anyway, guys, listen. Who knows what's going to happen here? I also heard that the first reactions from Hawkeye were really good, and I ended up really not liking that series. So I don't know. Maybe that'll happen here. What do you guys think about this? Hey, listen, you may value initial reactions really high or not, but hey, it's better to hear good ones coming out than bad. What do you guys think about what we're hearing? Are you excited for Ms. Marvel? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down into the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Guys, we want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. You know, the one with the delightful ads with good Canadian kid Ryan Reynolds. So look, after years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't a catch. And guys, that's no joke, because for years I've been using one of the major providers and it was fine. But I switched over to Mint Mobile a little while ago. The service has been fantastic. And the big difference is I'm now paying about 1/3 of what I was paying before. And the best part for anybody who just hates their phone bills is that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.